Life never is peaceful.
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. I gotta admit, I got nothing but love for Megyn Kelly. We're not like fangirls over here, but I got deep appreciation for Megyn Kelly and her work. And the reason why is that Megyn Kelly brought us the single most iconic moment in the history of Republican debates, the Rosie O'Donnell line.
You don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account
only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't. Your Twitter account.
You can't recover from that. It's not possible to recover from that. No, I'm telling you, as a matter of fact, that I really do like Megyn Kelly's content. I'm not sure she was happy about that exact moment, but she's done interviews with Trump, like a bunch of them after that. That's like just the art of war, right? That's like just shadow boxing. This is the genius of Trump. Look at this guy. He knew what he was doing. He knew the set as soon as, look at his eyes. Look at that. He knew where he was going in that moment. Now Megyn Kelly knows where she's going. In recent viral monologues, she has defended Donald Trump in the strongest possible terms and then described verdicts that will come for Biden, Obama, and Clinton. Ooh, man. She says, just wait. Just wait right now. She brings up Jeffrey Epstein. She says, it's going to come back on you. Now that they've indicted and found guilty that man, Mr. Rosie O'Donnell, now Megyn Kelly is coming to the stern defense of Donald Trump in what has gone thermonuclear viral, 2.3 million views, 39,000 likes and 10,000 reposts. Let's go, baby.
Scheme, and here it is the proper word, is corrupt. It's a before and after moment for America. What just happened today is a line we can't uncross. And these Democrats will rue the day they decided to use lawfare to stop a presidential candidate. I'm not talking about violence. I'm talking about tit for tat. You just wait, and it won't be Hunter Biden the next time. It's going to be Joe Biden. It could potentially still be Barack Obama. It could still potentially be Hillary Clinton. We're going to have to look at what the statutes of limitations are on the various crimes they surely committed. We're going to have to look at passing laws to revive those dead crimes, felonies or misdemeanors, so that those cases can be brought out of time. That's what may be in the interests of justice, just like they did for E. Jean Carroll with a New York State law that was passed so that she could sue him. That's what happened. Turnabout is fair play. And John Yoo, an amazing lawyer who worked in the Bush administration, Department of Justice, has a great piece out today talking about how that's the only way they'll learn. The only way to save the republic now is to give them a taste of their own medicine. That's
Correct.
it.
True.
That's it.
True. Yes.
They tasted blood today. They're the wolves with the bloody piece of meat in their mouths. That doesn't stop the wolf from coming back for more. The only thing that will stop him is if he loses a limb of his own. And I'm sorry, but the Democrats started this game in the same way the Republicans upped the ante when it came to, for example, the filibuster fight. The Democrats got rid of it for lower court judges. Mitch McConnell said, you will rue the day because we're going to be in control of this chamber one day and you're going to lose the filibuster at the higher level court and you'll be sorry. That's what needs to happen here. Who's getting indicted next? Joe Biden? Maybe Jill Biden.
Bring it.
How low can we go? You may not want to see it. That ship has already left port. That horse has left the barn. That's where we're going. So before you celebrate too much over at MSNBC and CNN, who are positively gleeful over this absurd conviction, you wait and ask yourself, what kind of Pandora's box has been opened here?
Yeah, so you could charge the Bidens in Florida. They had a bunch of schemes in Florida. They had a bunch of schemes in Texas. The Clintons still operate out of Arkansas. Charge them there. You could charge Obama in any federal district because he murdered an American abroad. There is no statute of limitations on that. Anwar al-Awlaki is a 16-year-old citizen of America that Obama just killed without a trial. Drone strike. So he must have approved it, right? Because he killed an American. So just try Obama. Murder. Not to mention, I'd love to get a full investigation of what actually happened to Obama's chef. Everyone seems to have forgotten about that on his compound. So yeah, Megyn Kelly going strong. Also speaking truth about what Trump voters believe right now, seemingly out of her own personal rage at what's happening. Megyn Kelly says there's nothing you can do to stop Trump voters now.
Yeah. Already we're getting things like Ellie Mistal, who writes for The Nation, who's on Joy Reid's show every night. Absolute racist, this man. Convicted felons don't get to vote. Aha. Okay. He may not be able to vote, but his supporters sure can. And if I know the country, and I think I do, I don't think there's anything you can do to stop the Trump voters now. I mean, I think as much as MAGA was prepared to vote for Trump before, and even disaffected Republicans who might not love Trump, they're going to run to the polls now. They're going to run to the polls now.
Yes, that's true. And we've been seeing that all day. Now, Megyn Kelly's been doing a really amazing job defending Donald Trump. In fact, making some headlines going on other cable news shows to do so. She went on NewsNation's and got into a brawl over the Trump verdict. You don't know what you're talking about, says Megyn Kelly to absolutely open, gaping-mouthed goofball Dan Abrams over on NewsNation. Check this out.
No, I believe this jury had no choice but to conclude as it did because the judge led them right to the fountain of guilt and said, drink, horsey, drink. So they did. So I don't have much disdain for the jury or its decision because they followed the instructions that this judge gave them. But I have a lot of disdain for this judge, and not to mention this prosecutor. And I think they were working in concert the entire time to do one thing, which is fulfill Alvin Bragg's campaign promise to get Trump. And I have to say, I really disagree with what Cuomo said a minute ago, which is Trump only has himself to blame for this particular problem. That's just not true. That he has a partisan hack of a DA to blame for this particular problem, a DA who doesn't want to prosecute any crime unless it's by a man named Trump. The number of legal hoops that he had to jump through in order to bring this case in the first place were too numerous to outlay on this brief program. And he had a judge who allowed it at every turn to the point where, I mean, the past couple of days, Dan, I've been talking to Garagos, Dershowitz, Mike Davis, Dave Ehrenberg. These are guys on all sides of the political aisle, not just lefties or righties, who still are confused about exactly what it was Trump was charged with. So the judge was complicit, and it was not a valid claim, not from the start. And it certainly wasn't Trump's fault.
You're separating out almost the moral from the legal. I mean, Cuomo was making a moral point, I think, to some degree, which is that there's wrongdoing here, right? There was definitely wrongdoing. Whether it should have been a crime is a separate. What's the wrongdoing? What's the wrongdoing? All right, number one, it's paying $130,000 to a porn star to keep her quiet. That's to try to protect your campaign. Can we at least agree that's wrong?
That's not illegal.
I didn't say it was. No. I just said moral versus legal.
Wrong. Are we talking moral?
I made it clear. I'm making it clear. For a minute, I'm talking about morality versus legality, right? There's no doubt that he engaged in.
All right, I'll tell. Here's my response to that, and I said this on my show the other day. I don't know what kind of weird marriage these two have. Same as I didn't know what kind of weird marriage Bill and Hillary Clinton had. So I don't know what their covenant is in terms of what he's allowed to do on the outside of his marriage.
Again, I don't mind the sex, but when you're paying $100,000, but I'm not talking about the sex. I'm talking about the $130,000 to keep her quiet to protect his campaign.
Immoral. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing.
Really? Okay. Look, again,
if somebody runs for office, they just lose the right to have any privacy. They just have to let us see all of their dirty laundry from the moment they declare forward, or somehow they've done something morally wrong or legally wrong.
When you're doing it to protect the campaign and you are spending money on it, then now I'm going to switch back to the legal. You are now crossing the line into legal problems. right?
You aren't. That's no, absolutely not right. Incorrect at every level.
Again, the idea that let me back up. And you don't think he falsified business records either?
I don't know what he did. I don't think he wrote down.
What does that mean? We just had a whole trial. We heard every detail
answer.
Of this. How can you not know?
Let me answer.
Please.
Let me answer. I don't think he wrote down hush money payment to Stormy Daniels. Nobody who pays hush money would write down such a thing. I think he wrote down, or someone at the Trump organization wrote down, legal expenses from the drop-down Adobe menu. And that made as much sense as anything else because hush money wasn't an option. He was paying his lawyer who had made the payment to Stormy Daniels, and he was, I believe, reimbursing her, though he denied that, reimbursing him, though he denied that on the stand. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. I think you pay your lawyer money because he outlaid money for you. You could easily classify that as a legal expense.
No matter what it's for, right? Even if it's illegal conduct, you can just put it's an legal expense, right?
This wasn't illegal. There's nothing illegal about paying hush money for an NDA. It's done
there's not.
all the time.
But when you're doing it to protect your campaign, it is. That's the difference.
No. What law are you citing, Dan?
Campaign finance laws. You're not allowed to give the...
You don't know what you're talking
about.
What are you talking? You're wrong.
Explain to me.
Let me explain to you.
Tell me what I'm getting wrong. Tell me what I'm getting wrong. When you're spending $130,000...
I'll explain.
Go ahead.
I get it, because you're saying that there are limits to the campaign contribution somebody could make, and this has exceeded them, and then they hit it. I understand. That's his theory. However, this has been wrong from the start.
Yeah.
It does not amount to a campaign contribution if it is the kind of payment that could ever be made outside of the campaign context.
That's not the standard. The standard is substantiality. It's not. It's substantiality.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You're wrong.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Well, I guess we're going to have to agree to
There's been Supreme Court precedent on this. Talk to Brad Smith, who was the FEC commissioner.
You're wrong. That the standard is substantiality. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Megyn Kelly has an awesome podcast. You should subscribe or follow her on YouTube or whatever, you know. She's great. She's Megyn Kelly. She brought us the Rosie O'Donnell wine. And for that, we are eternally grateful. And, man, she's throwing bows right now for the rule of law for America and for saving this nation. We think that's pretty rad. It's your boy, Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.